What's going on, guys? It's me, Jason. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about Ashton Jeanty for our first film session. I just watched this man, just victimize Utah State. Ashton Jeanty went into that Utah State game with 82 carries for 845 yards and 13 touchdowns in 4 games. He just finished his 5th game, where he finished that 5th game, which was against Utah State. He finished that game with 13 carries for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ashton Jeanty has 16 touchdowns, and it is the first Saturday of October. My words do not do this justice. We got to watch some film, because I'm telling you, if you haven't dipped your feet into the Mountain West Conference to see Ashton Jeanty, you will after this. But before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button, that notification bell as well. X is in the description as well. I greatly appreciate a follow as well as the channel continues to grow. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so this first play here that we are going to look at here, as I said, it's a regular speed, is going to be a screen pass here. Letting the play run for y'all so y'all can actually see the player before I kind of give a breakdown and all that good stuff. But I love a good screen pass here, especially when the runner is dynamic in the open field, as Ashton Jeanty is, as you're watching him cut and do all his work in the open field. We're going to slow it down very quickly, break this play down before we go to the next one. So get a little motion, play action fake, throws that screen. I don't like how he has to jump to catch the ball. I prefer he be hit in stride. That's a nitpick. Nothing really to talk about there. But I love how Ashton Jeanty is always looking for a way to get to the end zone, but also a way to not get hit. and I admire that. So if you notice, look at his eyes. His eyes are not focused on the end zone. They're focused on where in the hell is his contact coming from, because he knows it's coming. So he sees the contact. He puts that foot in the dirt hard. That left foot plants, cuts back behind his blocker. Blocker seals that off to avoid a block in the back. Ashton Jeanty sees more contact. I love this part of this run, right? You see the angle that he's at? He's angling to avoid that contact, because that defender will then have to dive. And with that defender dives, what does Ashton Jeanty do? He hurdles him. Like this isn't one of those runners that is going to be a bruiser and is going to, when you look at the numbers and you see the amount of carries, understand that this is not a guy that's running over people. He's not a bruiser. He's just dynamic. And you see it on this particular screen pass. And this is just the first play. We got a lot more plays to go. Next play here. Ashton Jeanty right there. Again, it's a simple run. I talked about this with Bijan when we did it a couple years ago. Like, I love these runs. These are the runs that make you money. These are the bread and butter runs in the NFL. These are you're not going 80 every play, right? Sometimes you're gonna get 6, you're gonna get 7. But look at how this offensive line seals all this off. This is what a good runner does. Seals all that off. Everybody bites. The defender is in limbo. That defender has his eyes because he understands who's about to get the ball. The motion tricks that defender. It's a lot going on this play. And Jeanty puts that foot in the dirt, immediately gets north-south, protects the ball, picks up a solid gain. Like, it's not a special run, but it's a run that you'll see 9 times out of 10. Let's get to the next play. So this next play here is just going to encapsulate kind of Ashton Jeanty's, ability to hit the hole. Right, there is no trepidation. He's not timid. He gets his ball, he follows that block, and he explodes through that gap. Like, this is just a simple run where you have a pulling offensive lineman, as we'll watch right here. We're watching in slow motion very quickly here. So first of all, you get your tight end or your H-back back in, right? So you're gonna snap the ball here. Couple things. Puller, right? So Ashton Jeanty, with the patience, understands that I got to let these blocks develop. Get a hat on a hat, or get a hat on a hat. Completely shut this off without blocking the defender. And he just explodes through the gap. Right? Like, that's, again, this is a bread and butter type run. That's what I call them, bread and butter type runs. Like, follow those blockers. And the way that he explodes through the gap is the most impressive part of that play, in my opinion. So next play here, talked about that contact balance. Good stiff arm. right? So we'll break this play down here as we run it again at full speed, pulling linemen. The vision is the best part for the player, in my opinion, right? So we'll watch the vision here. So we run this play in slow motion, handoff. A lot of pulling offensive linemen in these plays, right? Hat on the hat. Right here. Watch number 2 here. Number 2 gets blocked. Number 12 is blocked. Now, somewhere in this mess is Ashton Jeanty, right? What Ashton Jeanty's doing is moving his legs, he's moving his feet. You watch him break out of that. He fights to break out of that. He extends that stiff arm right there. Boom. To get more yardage. It's only like it's not a run that picks up a lot of yards, but it's an impressive run because it should have been a loss. And it wasn't, because that's the player, right? Next play here. Looks like this one is against San Diego State. Again, a bread and butter type run. But this run is a very good run because it goes back to his vision and his patience that I mentioned. Watch how the blockers develop and watch how Ashton Jeanty's patient, right? Look at this. You would think that if this is any other runner, this play's dead as the blocker. If you're the defensive tackle, you believe that you won, right? You believe that you won. You rushed half a man. You won. You got inside. What happens is he puts that foot in the dirt, protects that ball, shoots through the gap. He goes down. Like, again, this isn't a player that is looking for contact. Look how he goes down. Look. He braces for it. He's not looking for it. This is a runner. He's going to stay healthy in the league, in my opinion, because he is not looking to get hit. And again, quite frankly, I can't blame him. Next play. We were all too stunned to speak right there, weren't we? Again, like another inside handoff. Fights through a lot of missed blocks, a lot of mess. I put this play in here. Not only did I put this play in here because of spin move, but I put it in here because a lot of Ashton Jeanty plays, you're like, oh, wow, look at the blockers. Everything looks great. It's not always great. Some people get beat. And then it becomes, is the runner good enough to make a play? Yes, he is. Watch how they get beat. Watch this side of the line. See that? See all that? All that right there? Everyone's been beat, right? So we'll run it again as we watch everyone on the left side of this offensive line on your right as you're watching get beat. So, boom. He takes an inside step, the defender does. So you would think that Jeanty believes that he has a backside cut. But what happens is he goes to make that backside cut, defenders meet him right there in that gap. So if you're 34 here, you're thinking, I got him, hat on the hat, it's over, we're going to meet in the hole. Nah. Backside blockers knock everybody over. Jeanty spins out of the contact, breaks loose. Like I don't I don't know what else to tell you about the player, right? Like I think we're watching, like as he just finished running over Utah State in real time. Like we're watching like a generational talent in college football, and moves like that, spin moves, stiff arms, hurdles. Like it's a dynamic player. Now, obviously, running the ball is important, but pass pro. Let's talk about pass pro very quickly. We got a couple plays here. So I think Jeanty is very unpolished as a pass protector. And I think that's frustrating because he has such a strong lower body that you would think that he would be a lot better. But this is a good play because I wanted to show the good play first, because he takes a violent strike here on that blitzing defender, right? And he hits him right in the chest hard, right? And completely knocks the defender off. Takes the defender out of the play altogether, right? That's a good play. But we're going to watch a bad one, and I want you to understand why I think this is the worst part of his game, right? That's a hold. And if you missed it, I'll play it again in real time before I slow it down. That's a hold. That's a hold every Sunday. Every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and whatever day Roger Goodell got them playing football, right? So we're running in slow motion here, right? So the good thing about this play is he does a good job, right, of diagnosing where this blitzer is coming from, right? So he does a good job of keeping his eyes up. He sees the blitzer coming, and instead of going for like a strike or maybe trying to lower the shoulder, he wraps him up because he loses his leverage. As you see, his feet are down, but he's kind of angled up, right? Like his chin is up. He lost the rep. I want pass pro plays to look like the first one that we watched. And I don't think he does a good job of that consistently in terms of pass protecting and keeping his quarterback upright, which is, of course, incredibly important when you get to the next level. Alrighty, so these next plays here, really this first one we're going to watch here, we got about 3 more. Again, you're just going to watch the player fight through contact to get to the end zone. Again, but this play is so special because I think a lot of people look at the Mountain West and they're like, oh man, like it's easy, there's no competition. Ashton Jeanty's doing this against Oregon this year, right? And I want you to watch how his offensive line gets beat, right? There is a legit skill gap in terms of offensive and defensive line play when it comes to certain teams, right? I do believe that. But there is no ability or skill gap when it comes to Ashton Jeanty versus anybody, right? And a play like this proves my point. Watch. Look at this. Beat immediately. And if you're a runner, if you're the defender, you got to be licking your chops because you think you got him for a loss. And what does he do? He breaks through your arm tackle, fights through the contact from your other defensive tackle, and he spins and drives his legs, and he gets into the end zone and he scores a touchdown. That's Ashton Jeanty. Look at this play here. I mean, this is a different play, but we're gonna watch his offensive line, play it in full speed, get beat, and he's gonna do what he does and make it work. Look at this. First of all, this is a terrible concept or terrible blocking because unblocked, and then you have a hat on the hat, and then you have a defender here, and then you have a free defender here. And what does he do? I'm not going head first into that defender. So what I'm going to do, trust my ability and my agility. I'm going to bounce that outside. I'm not going to cut back up because I believe I have the speed to get to the edge. He takes off, explodes to the end zone. Next play here, regular speed. Contact balance. I mean, just again, there are some plays where you're just like, if this is against San Diego State, okay, fine. No, this is against Oregon. This is against Oregon this year. Look how he's just running over. He looks like a grown man amongst boys. Like, look at this. Takes the hand off, right? Avoids the contact from the defender who gets, again, this is the common thing. We just watched a play. We'll run it back here very quickly here. Regular speed, then we'll slow it down. We just watched the play, and I'm getting passionate about this because I've always said it. I've said it on this channel for 3 years. If you can ball, you can ball. I don't care about the conference. I don't care about the Mountain West. This is a play that you got to make. When your offensive line gets beat inside, it is up to you to either bounce that outside and try to get upfield or just go down and take a tackle for a loss and lose 5 yards. And he doesn't. He continues to run. Extends that left arm. Get off me. Braces for contact. These are 2 defenders. Doesn't matter. He breaks off. Gets upfield. Good downfield blocking. This is the player. Like this is the player. Like by far the best film I've seen so far from a runner. This play right here, we're gonna wrap up with this play because I mean we're just it's insanity. This is insanity. Like, look at this. First of all, the cut and then the long speed to just get up the field and to score a touchdown for his team, right? Look, first of all, I just want you to keep your eye on his feet as I slow this down for the last play. Look at that. Look at that cut. Jump cut. And then what does he do? Explodes right down the hash mark. And we talked about it earlier. You see that angle he takes as he angles this way? He's not looking to hit nobody. He understands that I got that angle and I got that speed and I'm going to score a touchdown for my team. That's Ashton Jeanty. And this is only week 5 and he already has 1,000 yards on less than 100 carries. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button, notification bell as well. I greatly appreciate it. Also follow me on X, it is in the description as well. I do appreciate it. As always, y'all be good.